JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. St. Elizabeth man shot, dies in fiery Kingston crash. A St. Elizabeth man was shot dead while driving in Kingston early Saturday, causing his car to crash into a utility pole and burst into flames. The deceased has been identified as Jerome King of Appleton Heights from Balaclava District, St. Elizabeth. It's reported that at around 12:15 a.m. on Saturday, King was driving a 2012 Toyota Prima motor car along McWhinney Street when he was attacked and shot. He lost control of the vehicle, which crashed into a utility pole and burst into flames. King was severely burnt in the fire. The Elliston Road Criminal Investigation Branch is probing the incident. Clarendon man stabbed to death in fight with brother. A 28-year-old man was allegedly stabbed to death by his younger brother during a fight in Inmate, Clarendon on Friday. The deceased has been identified as Kemroy Brown, otherwise called Blacks, a labourer of Hazard Drive in the parish. According to police reports, around 1:20 p.m., Brown was at home when an altercation broke out between him and his 25-year-old brother. During the fight, a knife was used and Brown was stabbed. He was rushed to the Mapen Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The Mapen Criminal Investigation Branch is probing the incident. Truck driver shot dead in York Street, St. Catherine. A 26-year-old truck driver was shot and killed in his community of York Street District in Linstead, St. Catherine on Saturday. The deceased has been identified as Tyrone Harvey, also known as Dyer. According to police reports, at around 4:40 p.m., Harvey went to a section of the community to collect firewood when he was ambushed by two men, one of whom was armed. The gunman opened fire, hitting him multiple times. Harvey was taken to the Linstead Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. No motive has been established for the killing. The Linstead Criminal Investigation Branch is investigating. Retired nurse attacked and killed at home in Ocho. The Centon police are probing the suspected murder of a retired nurse after a body was found at her home in Ocho, Centon on Saturday. The deceased is 72-year-old Loris Murray of Pyramid Heights in Ocho. Reports are that at about 11:26 a.m., Murray's body was found lying face down in a pool of blood with an electric cord wrapped around her neck. The body was subsequently removed to the morgue for a post-mortem examination to be conducted at a later date. Police sources suspect that the elderly woman was attacked sometime between Friday night and Saturday morning. A motor vehicle belonging to Murray was subsequently found abandoned on the Milford Main Road in the resort town. It is being theorized that her attacker or attackers may have driven away the vehicle from her home. Westmoreland man charged over dispute at grave digging. Detectives have charged 29-year-old Daniel Dwyer of Waterworks, Westmoreland, with multiple offences under the Firearms Act after an incident at a grave digging in Logwood in the parish earlier this month. Dwyer was charged with assault of common law and being in possession of a firearm. The police allege that during a grave digging dispute on January 18, Dwyer threatened to kill another man while brandishing a gun. Dwyer fled the scene on his motorcycle, and following an investigation, he surrendered to police on January 21. In a separate incident, 31-year-old Kamar Gordon of Fraser's Content, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, has been charged with wounding with intent after a violent altercation on January 21. Gordon, a wholesale worker, reportedly stabbed another man in the head during a confrontation at 8:30 a.m. while threatening his life, a police statement said on Sunday. The victim managed to flee, and Gordon was arrested after a police investigation. He was formally charged on Friday and is set to appear before the St. Catherine Parish Court on Tuesday. Two charged for gun and ammo seized in Westmoreland. A man and a woman have been charged following the seizure of a gun and several rounds of ammunition during an operation in Lennox, Darlington in Westmoreland on Sunday. 38-year-old Philip Warren, otherwise called Max, a farmer, and the 22-year-old Rochelle Acker, otherwise called Rush, both of Lennox, have each been slapped with possession of prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition charges. Reports from the Darlington police are that at about 5:20 a.m., lawmen conducted a search of Warren and Acker's residence and found one Taurus pistol fitted with a magazine containing 12 9mm rounds. An additional 9mm round of ammunition was found loaded in the weapon, and 5 additional 9mm rounds were found in a pouch under a bed. Both individuals were taken into custody and were subsequently charged for the offences. Their court date is being arranged. St. Catherine prisoner charged with fellow inmates' murder. An inmate at a correctional centre in St. Catherine has been charged with the murder of another inmate at the same facility on Friday, January 17. Apollos Atkinson, 41, has been charged with the murder of 32-year-old Jermaine Rogers. Reports from the Spanish Town Police are that at about 2:55 p.m., the correctional officers at the facility heard a commotion and later discovered Rogers with a stab wound. The correctional officers then assisted Rogers to the hospital. However, he was pronounced dead. Detectives charged at Kingston after conducting a question and answer session with him in the presence of his attorney. A court date for him is being finalized. Windshield wiper accused of threatening driver who refused service. A man accused of wielding a knife and threatening to stab a driver who refused his offer to clean his car's windshield will face trial in the St. James Parish Court in February. Patrick Hemmings pleaded not guilty to assault of common law when he appeared before presiding Judge Keisha Grant Price. According to court documents, on October 7, 2024, the male complainant was driving in his motor car in the vicinity of Bay West Shopping Center in Montego Bay. Hemmings approached his vehicle and offered to wipe his windshield. The complainant refused, and Hemmings allegedly pulled a knife from his waist and threatened to stab him. Following the reading of the allegations, Grant Price stated that Hemmings has a history of multiple court appearances, including a recent incident in which he was fined $40,000 for an unspecified offense. He is able to understand guilt and innocence. Yes, he has a mild disability, and this is a permanent condition, and no medication was given. But I don't know Mr. Hemmings to be sick. I know him to be here quite often, from 2016, 2017, and 2018, noted the judge. You never pull out the knife from your waist at this man, Grant Price then asked Hemmings. No, Hemmings responded. So what you must do then? You're going to have to try the matter. Who was here with you the last time? Somebody came here and paid $40,000 for you the other day. Who paid the fine for you? Grant Price inquired. Is me paid? Hemmings answered. Grant Price subsequently set the matter for a trial on February 12 and remanded Hemmings until that date. Is a child being bullied at school and you don't know why? Watch this feature as we look at some of the possible reasons for bullying.
Bullying can affect anyone, but some individuals may be more vulnerable to becoming victims. Its long-term effects can be devastating, leaving emotional scars that impact mental and physical health.
All right, so ladies,
in this feature, Winsome Heron-Ferron, a senior lecturer and a member of the Behavioral Sciences Department at Michael University College, offers an in-depth perspective on bullying, its causes, signs, and consequences. Before we get started, here's a clear working definition to consider. Bullying is a psychological mechanism involving power imbalance and aggression where individuals or groups target others to assert control or cause harm in social contexts.
I must just emphasize that bullying has to do with power and aggression. The fact that it is social, it means that every sphere of our interaction with others, our primary socialization at home. Can we start it there? So it begins in our interaction with those in our immediate spaces, our families, how we are treated by parents, by siblings. So a person may develop a sense of being bullied or being a bully from their own interaction in those primary spaces. So, and it is also fostered and maintained through our interaction then at school. So when you go to school, there are others who might be like your parents, teachers, like your siblings, other classmates, who would then, perpetuate this kind of behavior. It is not limited to class. It has to do with your interaction. So parents who are of the upper class, they can be insensitive to their child's needs. And because they're insensitive to their child's needs, the child may develop a sense that, I am not really valued. It can happen in the lower class. A parent may not have the means, but they're also insensitive to the child's needs. And so that child will either seek to have that need satisfied in another way, or they will look to others to satisfy such a need. We can have bullying physically, in terms of hitting, biting, spitting, shoving, that kind of stuff. We can also have one of significant concern now, and that is cyberbullying. So this is where we send messages and we share images and we share information in the electronic space that is harmful, and it's targeted at a particular individual. In a school setting where we socially isolate others. We don't want to be their friends. They don't want to talk to them. They leave them out of things. That is also a form of bullying. So it's intentionally causing harm or hurt to someone else.
It's important to note that both bullies and victims display distinct behaviors. Bullies tend to be confident, assertive, and socially popular, often displaying leadership qualities.
They're also emotionally advanced because they understand their own emotions. They do. And so when it comes to the perpetrator, they are usually confident. They are usually the kinds of people who believe that, I can do this, and they're also very aggressive. On the part of the victim, however, we can see where the victims tend to be less vocal. They tend to be more reserved. They tend to also display esteem challenges. So their sense of self, in terms of valuing self, they may have lower self-esteem than others. They may also be behave in a way that says that they're not assertive. So they are easily led.
But here's the debilitating phenomenon. The effects of bullying can last long beyond school years. For perpetrators, untreated aggression can lead to difficulties in adulthood, especially in the workplace. Similarly, victims may carry emotional scars into their professional lives.
On the part of the perpetrator, that if they are not treated, if they don't get the help with it, they are going to become adults who are aggressive and power-seeking. And some of them, they may not get jobs. Or if they get jobs, they're not going to last very long in it, because they're going to carry that same drive for power and that aggressive running over everybody attitude into the workplace. On the part of the victims, again, it is detrimental, because the long-term effect of it is you become so docile and so reserved that you don't use your initiative. You don't have a sense of, I can do this in the workplace. And every workplace needs persons who are able to use their initiative and to grow the business. So if you're coming into the space as a victim and you carry that persona with you, then again, you're not going to have a job for long. Or if you have a job, you're not going to be effective in your role.
In addition, some victims may later become perpetrators, using aggression to regain a sense of power. These individuals are known as bully victims.
They were the victims of bullying. And what do? They turn around and they bully others. So out of their own sense of failure as an individual, so to speak, they then try to assert this kind of power and aggression towards others. And then we now have this group of bully victims.
How do we break the cycle?
We would want for them to become assertive, to stand up and say, no, I have a right. No, I am not going to do this. So we want them to become more assertive. We do not want them to become aggressive.
Here's the truth. Bullying is a complex issue shaped by personal and societal factors. If you've been bullied, it doesn't define you. Seek support from trusted individuals or professionals to heal. As we conclude this chapter, it's important to emphasize that fostering assertiveness and promoting healthy interactions can help schools and families reduce bullying and its long-term effects.
JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.